Okay, Wildcats. Today we're looking at 10.5, solving logarithmic equations, my.hrw assignment tutorial. Okay, let's look at question number 1. Solve the equation graphically, enter in exponential form. Since they're asking for exponential form, they're really asking you to solve this algebraically, so let's do that now. Okay, so we have 9 plus log, if there's not a base, we set that's base 10 of x equals 2 times log base 10 of x minus 10. Okay, so the first step we're going to do is we're going to subtract log base 10 of x from both sides. Okay, well, that becomes 0, so then you're left with 9 equals 2 minus 1 is 1, so that's just log base 10 of x minus 10. Okay, we're going to add 10 to both sides. Okay, so we have 19 equals log base 10 of x okay, and we're going to raise both sides by 10. That cancels. We're left with 10 to the 19 equals x, and then there's your answer, an exponential form. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, question 2. Solve the equation graphically. Enter answer in simplest form. So we're going to use Desmos. Okay, graphing calculator. We're going to graph y. We're going to graph the left side, so y equals. Let's move this out of the way. Functions, miscellaneous, log. So log base 6 of 2x. Enter, and then y equals 2 times log base 6 of x plus 1. Just enter, and then let's minimize this, and we're gonna click on there, and then you want to be careful. 2 points show up. You want the point that intersects. Now you get 0.333, which as a fraction is 1/3. So x equals 1 divided by 3 is your answer. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, question 3 of 16. Solve the equation graphically, round your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, so all right, we're going to go again to Desmos. Let's exit out of here and here. We're going to graph y equals 10 and y equals 3 log base 2 of x. Now I'm going to let's minimize this, press the home key. We're going to zoom out. We see here they intersect. We're going to click right there. And it wants the 2 decimal places, so it's 10.08. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, question 4 of 16. Solve the equation graphically, round your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph that using Desmos. So I'm going to X here, press home key, and then y equals 9.1 minus log, if there's not a base, oh no, there's a base, 5 of x. Okay, and then y equals 4 times log base 5 of x plus 0.8. Okay, and then we're going to zoom out. We have our point of intersections right there. So 2 decimal places, that'd be 14.46. All right, there's question 4. All right, let's look at question 5 of 16. Solve the equation graphically. Round your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, so again, we're going to come to Desmos. Exit here, press the home key, and we're going to graph y equals 0.2 natural log. So let's go to functions. Natural log of x plus 6, and then y equals functions natural log of x minus 5. Minimize this. We're going to zoom out. You're going to zoom out, click, zoom out, click, zoom out, click. You might have to zoom out quite a bit. And then there you go. Okay, there is your point of intersection. So that's 9, 3, 6, 5, 8, 9.16. All right. Go ahead and finish up question 5. All right, question 6. Solve the equation graphically. Round your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Go back to Desmos. Press the home key. Y equals 6. Functions log base 3 of x. Make sure the x is in the parentheses. X minus 1 divided by 4. Enter y equals 3 divided by 4. Function log base 3 of x plus 2. All right, and there it is. There's a point of intersection. And so that would be to 2 decimal places, 1.60. All right, go ahead and finish up question 6. All right. Question 7 of 16. Solve the equation. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to raise both sides by 9. When you do that, this cancels. You're left with 3x plus 3 equals 9 squared. You can use your calculator just to make sure we get that value correct. New document, no. Add calculator. 9 squared is 81. Okay, we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. That's 0. You get 3x equals 81 minus 3. So 81 minus 3 is 78. And then we're going to divide both sides by 3. That becomes 1. X equals 78 divided by 3, which is 26. All right, go ahead and finish up question 7. All right. Question 8 of 16. Solve the equation. If necessary, round your answer to the nearest thousands. So what we need to do first is we need to subtract natural log of 2 by both sides. Okay, so this becomes 0. You have natural log of 6x minus natural log of 2 equals 6. Now, we know when we subtract, we divide. So we have natural log of 6x divided by 2 equals 6. Well, 6x divided by 2 is 3x, so that's natural log of 3x equals 6. Raise both sides by e. This cancels. You're left with 3x equals e to the 6th. Divide both sides by 3. Divided becomes 1. X equals e to the 6th divided by 3, which is approximately, let's put that in our calculator. Okay, so, press Control, divide, then e to the 6 divided by 3 is 134.5. Okay. All right, go ahead and finish up question 8. All right, question 9 of 16. Solve the equation, check for extraneous solutions. Okay, so first off, when we add, we have multiplication. So that's log base 4 of x times x minus 12 equals 3. I'm going to raise both sides by the power of 4, or base of 4, I should say. That cancels. We distribute, so that's x squared minus 12x equals 4 to the 3rd power, which, use our calculator, 4 to the 3rd power is 64. Okay, we're going to subtract 64 from both sides. Okay, so then we have x squared minus 12x minus 64 equals 0. All right, we're going to factor 2 parentheses equals 0. We know x and x makes x squared. Now we need to find all the numbers that multiply to give you negative 64 combined to be negative 12. So we're going to use the calculator. So on new document, no, add list and spreadsheets. We're going to call this x, call this y. We're going to do negative 64 divided by x. We want to call that a variable reference. Press OK, and we want to do x plus y. Press enter, and we're going to do variable reference for both. Now we do 1. And again, we're looking, we know these two numbers multiply to give you negative 64, but we're looking for the middle number to be negative 12. So 2, 3, 4, we can stop because we have our negative 12, so our factors are 4 and negative 16. So that's x plus 4, x minus 16. We know that's correct because 4 times negative 16 is negative 64, and 4 minus 16 is negative 12. Okay, so we set these equal to 0, so x plus 4 equal to 0, x minus 16 equal to 0. So we subtract 4 from both sides, x equals negative 4, add 16 to both sides, x equals 16. Now we need to check for extraneous solutions, so we're going to plug the numbers back in. Okay, so we're going to go to on, new document, no, add calculator. So let's plug in negative 4 first. So control log base 4 of negative 4 plus control log base 4 of negative 4 minus 12. Now you get a non-real calculation. That means that negative 4 is an extraneous solution. Okay, now let's plug in 16. So what I can do is we're going to plug everywhere there's a negative 4, put in 16. and we're going to set that equal to 3. It says true, so 16 is our solution. All right, go ahead and finish up question 9. All right. Question 10 of 16. Solve the equation, check for extraneous solutions. Okay, now, and give me a second. I think there's a mistake the way that's written. I can fix that in just a second. Yep. This should be an equal sign, and that should be a negative right there. Okay. Make that a better. All right. So we need to distribute this negative first. So we have log base 6 of x equals, that's negative log base 6 of x minus 1 divided by 4 minus 2. Okay. Now we need to add log base 6 of x minus 1 divided by 4 to both sides. Okay. Well, this becomes 0. Now we have log base 6 of x plus log base 6 of x minus 1/4 equals negative 2. Now when you add, you multiply. So this becomes log base 6 of x times x minus 1/4 equals negative 2. All right, we're going to raise both sides by 6, a base of 6. That cancels. Distribute, you have x squared minus 1x divided by 4 equals 6 to the negative 2 is 1 divided by 36. And we can make sure that's correct by doing this. 6 key negative 2 is 1 divided by 36. All right, so now we need to subtract 1 divided by 36 from both sides. Okay, so then we have x squared minus 1/4 x minus 1/36 equals 0. Okay, we can use our calculator to solve that. So we're going to delete this. Go to Menu, Algebra, Polynomial Tools. Now, degree 2, press OK. Our numbers are 1, negative 1 divided by 4, and negative 1 divided by 36. Press OK. Press Enter. So our answers are x equals negative 1/12 and x equals 1/3. Now we're going to check to see if any of those are extraneous solutions. So we're going to do control log base 6. Let's plug in the first one. Negative 1 divided by 12. Now you get a non-real calculation. That tells you that negative 1/12 is an extraneous solution. Okay, now we're going to check 1/3. Okay, so let me delete this. Control log base 6 of 1 divided by 3. Now we need to do the right side, make sure that we get the same value. So negative parentheses control log base 6 of 1 divided by 3 minus 1 divided by 4 plus 2. these values are the left and right side are equal, so 1/3 is a valid solution. All right, go ahead and finish up question 10. All right, let's take a look at question 11 of 16. Solve the equation if necessary, round your answer to the nearest thousands. Okay. All right, so we need to do 2.4 log base 5 of x. Now, when we multiply, we're adding, so that's log base 5 of 4 plus log base 5 of x plus 1. Now, we need to do that because now we need to subtract. This is technically a 1 in front, so we're going to subtract 1 log base 5 of x from both sides. Okay, that becomes 0. 2.4 minus 1 is 1.4 log base 5 of x equals log base 5 of 4 plus 1. Okay. Now we're going to subtract log base 4, 5 from both sides. Okay. This becomes 0. You get 1.4 log base 5 of 4 minus log base 5, of x. Always make sure you're careful what you're writing. Minus log base 4 of 4 equals 1. Now, this can go to the exponent, so then that's log base 5 of x to the 1.4 minus log base 5 of 4 equals 1. Now, when you subtract, you divide. So this becomes log base 5 of x to the 1.4 divided by 4 equals 1. Okay, we're going to rate these both with the base of 5. Cancels, you're left with x to the 1.4 divided by 4 equals 5. We're going to cross multiply. This times 1 is x to the 1.4 equals 4 times 5 is 20. Now we're going to take the root of 1.4 to the both sides. And the reason we do that is because this cancels. You're left with x equals 1.4 root of 20, which we can put in our calculator. Okay, so let's delete this. So control root of 1.4 of 20 is approximately, they want to the nearest thousand, so 8.498. All right, go and finish up question 11. All right, question 12 of 16. Solve the equation, excuse me, check for extraneous solutions. Now when you add, you multiply, and if there's no base, we assume base of 10. So log base 10 of 5x times x minus 1 equals 2. I'm going to raise both the base of 10. This cancels, we multiply, that's 5x squared minus 5x equals 10 squared is 100. Okay, let's subtract 100 from both sides. So then you get 5x squared minus 5x minus 100 equals 0. We can divide everything by 5. This divided becomes 1, 1. So then you're left with x squared minus 1x minus 20 equals 0. Now, I've shown you how to factor, but I want to show you how you can use your calculator to find those roots again. So menu, algebra, polynomial tools, find roots of polynomial. The degree is 2. We have 1, -1, and -20. Press enter. And your answers are x equals -5 or -4 and x equals 5. Okay, so now we're going to check those values. Okay, so we're going to do control log base 10 of 5 times -4 plus control log base 10 of -4 minus 1. You get a non-real calculation. That means x equals -4 is an extraneous solution. Okay. Now let's check x equals 5. So I'm going to highlight this, press enter, delete this one. Now I'm going to change everywhere there's a -4, I'm going to put a +5. Okay. Now we know the other side equals 2, so 2 equals 2, so x equals 5 is a solution. All right, go ahead and finish up question 12. All right. Question 13 of 16, solve the equation. Okay. We're going to raise both by the base of 8. That cancels, that cancels. You're left with 2x plus 3 equals 4x minus 5. Subtract 2x from both sides. That's 0. You get 3 equals 2x minus 5. Add 5 to both sides. 3 plus 5 is 8 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so 4 equals, that's 1. 4 equals x. All right, go ahead and finish up question 13. All right. Question 14 of 16. Solve the equation necessary round you to the nearest thousands. Okay. So I'm going to first start by adding 3 times the natural log of x to both sides. This is 0. 3 and 6 is 9 natural log of x minus 0.5 equals 2.4. Let's add 0.5 to both sides. That cancels. We're left with 9 natural log of x equals 2.9. Okay, divide both sides by 9. That divides and becomes 1. You get natural log of x equals 2.9 divided by 9. We're going to raise both by the base of e. That cancels. You're left with x equals e to the 2.9 divided by 9, which is approximately, let's put that in our calculator. All right, so let's delete all this. So then it's e to control divide 2.9 divided by 9 is 1.38. All right, go and finish up question 14. All right. Question 15 of 16. The equation for finding pH level is pH equals negative log of H, where H is the hydrogen ion concentration. Cow's milk has a pH level of 6.7, and goat's milk has a pH of 6.49. Find the difference in the hydrogen ion concentration between the two types of milk. Enter your answer in scientific notation and use 4 significant digits. So before we do anything else, we need to come to our calculator, go to On, Settings, Document Settings. We want to go to Float, make sure we have Float 4. Okay, and then we're going to make that our default. Press OK. Now, whatever we put in, it will be 4 significant digits. figures, okay? All right, step 1. Substitute the pH level of cow's milk for pH into the form of pH equals negative log base 10 of H. So 6.7 equals negative log base 10 of H. Step 2. Solve the equation. So the first thing we need to do is, technically that's a negative 1 right there. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. Well, 6.7 divided by negative 1 is negative 6.7. A negative divided by negative is a positive, so that's log base 10 of H. Now we're going to raise both by the base of 10. That cancels. We get, let's put that in our calculator. New document, no, add calculator. So 10 up key negative 6.7. Now they put E, but I think when you do it in your HRW, you're going to put times 10. Okay, so that's 1.995 times 10 to the negative 7 equals H. So that's how HRW is going to want you to write it, okay? All right. Now, step 3. Substitute the pH level of goat's milk for pH into the form of pH equals negative log base, that should be base 10 of H. Okay, so 6.49 equals negative log base 10 of H. All right, step 4, solve the equation. 6.49 equals negative log base 10 of H for H. So again, this is technically negative 1, so we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. That's a negative 6.49, because that becomes positive log base 10 of H. Raise both with the base of 10. That goes away. Let's go ahead and put that in our calculator. So we're going to actually highlight this, press enter, and change this to negative 6.49. And we get 3.236 times 10 to the negative 7 equals H. Okay? So, step 5, the difference between the H level of goat's milk and the H level of cow's milk is 3.236 times 10 to the negative 7 minus 1.95 times 10 to the negative 7 equals 1.241 times 10 to the negative 7. So goat's milk has 1.241 times 10 to the negative 7 more hydrogen ion concentration than cow's milk. All right, go ahead and finish up question 15. All right, question 16 of 16. The brightness of M of a star is given by the formula M equals 5 log of D divided by 10 minus 1.6, where D is the difference of the star from Earth measured in parsecs. Find the distance of stars from Earth if the brightness of the star is 3.9. If necessary, round your answer to the nearest tenth. Step 1. Substitute M equals 3.9 into M equals 5 times log base 10 of D divided by 10 minus 1.6. Okay, so now we have 3.9 equals 5 times log base 10 of D divided by 10 minus 1.6. Step 2, solve the equation 3.9 equals 5 log base 10 of D divided by 10 minus 1.6 for D. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is add 1.6 to both sides. That becomes 0. So then we have control divide 3.9 divided by 1.6. Okay. All right, so that's 2. They want to the nearest tenth, so that's 2.4. So 2.4 equals 5 times log base 10 of D divided by 10. Okay, now we're going to divide both sides by 5. Okay, this divides and becomes 1. Okay, so then control divide 2.4 divided by 5 is 0.48, but again to the 10th place is 0.5. So 0.5 equals log base 10 of D divided by 10. Okay, we're going to raise both by the base of 10. That goes away. Let's go ahead and put 10 to the 0.5 is 3.2. So 3.2 equals D divided by 10. Cross multiply. So 1 times D is D. And then 3.2 times 10. So D equals 3.2 times 10 equals 32. All right. Go ahead and finish up question 16 and your assignment, and have a wonderful Wildcat day.